this. So we'll get this recorded. All right. So as always, these sessions will be on YouTube afterwards. It is November 22nd, 2020. This is another Sunday Market Blitz session that we're doing. So in these sessions, we just go over all the pairs that we are looking to trade today. And for this week, we're going to mainly go over the higher time frame analysis here. And we're going to break it down to lower time frames. We'll use some technical analysis, and we're mainly looking for swing trades here. So mainly looking on the 4-hour and the daily time frame. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, just post in the chat during the session. We're going to get started looking at the dollar index. So we're going to get started looking at DXY right here. So boom, we got DXY overall very bearish on this, bumping all the way up to the weekly time frame. So weekly time frame on DXY, we have this bearish engulfing candle, and then we're just below the moving averages here. So we're just very bearish right now on DXY. It looks like we could push lower into this level down here. So let's just go down to the daily. So again, daily time frame, very bearish. Moving averages starting to point down a little bit. We're below the moving averages. We're below this support level right here. So this time frame, very bearish. And then where we're looking to potentially enter, there is a good, or not enter, but like right now, this is solidifying another lower high point in the market. So I'm just going to push this line down here. So we're on the 4-hour time frame right now. We could bring on the fibs. So we could fib right here from our high to our low. We came up, hit 50%, came down. Now we're rejecting this level right here, this support level. Now turn resistance. We're rejecting this level, bearish engulfing candle right there, and the moving averages are crossing. So there could be a potential entry opportunity coming up on, or not entry, but just continuation. This thing could continue to push to the downside. So with that in mind, guys, we're going to get started looking at NZD USD. And as you can see, we're pushing up, we're pushing higher right now. But let's go over to the weekly time frame. So weekly time frame, guys, on NZD USD, this thing has just been very bullish, broke above the 200-day, as we can see here, just very bullish, you know, at a high point in the market. Down to the daily, same thing, very bullish, all the way up at this high right here. I'm expecting this to reverse at some point or another, but on NU, it's not as this next support level is really like right up here. So I'm expecting this thing, or resistance, I'm expecting this thing to push higher. So with that in mind, let's just hit the 4-hour time frame right here. We got Tommy coming in. So let's just hit the 4-hour time frame right here. 4-hour time frame, we're up at this high point. We're looking for a pullback right here before entering on anything, but I am bullish on this. So pretty much if we were to bring our fibs on here, we could fib from this low all the way up here to this high. We had this pullback right here, and now we're just pushing higher and higher. So this is just very much bullish. We're looking for buys on this one. We're just waiting for some sort of pullback in this area right here. So that's NZD USD. Let's go over to UCAD. All right, so as always, guys, we're going to bump up to the monthly time frame. We're just going to work our way down from this time frame. So doing top-down analysis, we've got our monthly, weekly levels right here, weekly key levels. As you can see on the monthly, we're nearing this support level right now. So we're at a level of support, but moving averages are crossing, so very much bearish on that time frame. Down to the weekly time frame, same thing. We have this bearish engulfing candle right here. It looks like we got Nick joining up in the chat. So we got this bearish engulfing candle right here. Let me just get Nick unmuted. There we go. What's up, dude?
What's going on? Yeah, my bad. I was looking for my phone. I can't find it.
What?
Is my phone there on the desk?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, there's a phone here.
That's why. Yeah, I was going crazy looking for it. Unreal.
Yeah.
But anyway, Anyway, small group today. How you guys doing? Good to see you guys.
Yeah, just I went over DXY a little bit. Now I'm just
Very
going
nice.
over a few
Yeah,
of the names.
it's looking interesting, man. It's
Yeah, I mean, I'm
getting
looking at it very much
slammed.
bearish.
Yeah, same. Very much bearish for this week. That's definitely my outlook as well. I mean, this thing is just getting slammed into this support zone right here. So,
Right,
I mean, this
right.
week
But
is definitely,
I'm not trying to do anything yet until it starts to break something.
yep. Yeah, I agree.
Right.
Definitely looking bearish though on
Yeah,
DXY.
like I'm looking at UCAD right now. So we've got weekly, we're just at the support level right here. We obviously had this like spinning top candle, but we're below everything. So we're still very much bearish on this down to the daily time frame. Again, very much bearish. Now we're moving averages are pointing down here. Thing looks like it could fall lower down to the 4 hour. Again, this is where we got our fibs from our high to our low, pull back 618, and then here we're just above here. So it's like, where would we look to really enter on this going down to the 30-minute? This thing's obviously falling below the moving averages right now and everything. I needed to get a little bit lower than it is now because we're about to hit the support level right here. So I'm looking for it to come down a little bit more before looking for any sort of entries on this, but definitely looking for UCAD and LaFora to continue to be bearish right here. We just need something to set up on the lower time frame, and we'll put that in the analysis for you guys in the premium analysis. So UCAD looking for this thing to head lower. It would have to break. I mean, pretty much it would have to come back up and break this level to consider anything at this point. This level that's starting to form right here. So it's got to break much higher before looking for some buys. So we'll see on that. Let's go to GU. All right. So GU all the way up to the weekly. So GU is just at this high point right now that hasn't been broken for a minute. We got highs right here, 3, 4 times. Now we're back in this area down to the daily. We've got daily supply zone. So I'm looking for this thing to push up into this area before potentially looking for reversals here because this thing is so overextended right here. I feel like this is like the highest point that if it comes into would give us confirmation to look for shorts on this. Hold up. To look for shorts on this. So right now looking for buys. As we can see, it is heading higher right now, but we would need some sort of higher low to form on the 1 hour, the 30-minute. Very similar to we had all these pullbacks here. Right now, we're just all the way at this high. Like we don't want to enter right at this moment. So let me clear this up a little bit. So any sort of pullback, I mean, I wouldn't enter now, but it's most likely going to continue higher into this zone right here. And that would go with DXY pushing lower. So look out for GU right here, heading higher. Once it gets into this area, then we're going to look for shorts on this. So I'm going to stay up on this 4 hour time frame with this. EU, let's bump up to the weekly, bump up all the way to the monthly. So monthly time frame on EU, we formed this resistance level right here that closed this bearish engulfing. And I've been saying this since last week. I'm not really looking to buy until we get above this level, above this area. So we really clear this level. I'm really looking for potential reversals here. So down to the daily time frame right here, basically we're starting to have this like channel form right here. So let me just draw this out. See how this thing looks. So we're just starting to form this channel here, ascending channel. I do feel as though this thing's getting weaker and we're just retesting this high point. So right now we could fall right from this area or move up a little bit more. But I am looking to short EU. So at the moment, let's just go down to the 1 hour. At the moment on this 1 hour time frame, basically what I was looking at was we had looking left here, we had this high point, higher low, came up, made another higher low right here, made a new higher high, higher low, and then we broke. So we broke this level right here, came up, made this first lower high. So down to this time frame right here, basically what I'm looking for is for some sort of entry below this level. If I get some sort of bearish reversal, like another lower high point, just like this one, then we will look for some sells. I'm gonna bring this in here. So we're gonna need something similar to this, retest this level, push down, and then look for sell opportunities on that one. So that's EU. Let's go over to USEF. Let's bump up. All right, so USEF is very clearly bearish on every single time frame. Right now, we're just price is getting squeezed kind of at this low point right now. We're still below the moving averages right here. If we bump down to the daily time frame trend line, very much bearish right now, obviously forming this low point that's being retested multiple times, forming lower highs. And then at this point, we got the moving averages crossing a little bit here. So I'm looking for this to push lower down to the 4-hour time frame structure. It's very bearish as well. We're below the 200-day right here, below the moving averages. So all the way down now to the 30-minute. Where would I look for entry? I would even personally enter on something right here, trying to swing this into like a larger move. I would put stops right around here or a little bit lower, around like 25 pips or so. I bumped to the 4-hour. So we're basically just looking for this thing to push back into this blue zone down here. So we'd be targeting at a minimum 2 to 1 on this. And again, structure on this on every time frame right now is bearish. Weekly, daily, 4-hour, all the way down 30-minute time frame is very bearish as well. This is a nice entry signal here. We have this break of support right here, pull back, and then these two lower highs, bearish engulfings, like right, highlight this. So yeah, this would be a decent sell right now, looking for this thing to head lower. Had a little opportunity right there, bump up even to the 1-hour. And this one kind of lines up too with DXY. So DXY continues to push down, USEF continues to push down. So I'm going to move this one up. Boom, put this. Then I believe you will be going over AU, right?
Yep, you got it. Yep, we covering AU. It's one of the 6.
All right, last one that I'm going to go over is GJ. Let's go up to the
Fan favorite.
Fan favorite, yeah. So let's go up to the monthly time frame on GJ. So monthly overall, we are bearish on this. We've been making lower highs on this. Kind of just one look here. This month has been very bullish. So this month pushed off of this support level right here that we had marked, and it's pulling back a little bit. Coming down to the weekly time frame, we're pushing up like into this like retracement. So overall, we're bearish. We're in this bullish retracement right here. As long as we're below this trend line, below this resistance, below this 200-day, this is overall bearish trend. But at the moment, with this is just like counter trending. We have this daily where it flipped around. So we have this again trend line upper area. This thing could push all the way into. So I'm looking at this in the daily. We just broke resistance, came back, bullish engulfing right here. We go down to the 1-hour. We can see it's like testing this level, this area. So this was basically the break right here. So ideally on this, we want to wait for some sort of retest, some sort of pullback on this 1-hour time frame. Really hold above this moving average too. So GJ is looking like an entry coming up potentially. So we'll see with GJ. I'm just going to mark this one up. So again, just an overview on the Sunday Market Blitz of higher time frame stuff. All this is posted in the analysis right here. So we just posted everything. You can review it. You can read through it. Just come in here. You can play them forward. All the analysis in here. So you guys can look at this throughout the week. As you can see, opened up, play it forward and everything. So let's just review what I went over, and I'm going to pass it over to Nick, and he's going to get some more pairs. So I did USEF, NU, UCAD, GU, EU, and then GJ. All right, cool.
Perfect. So yeah, good analysis, guys. Yeah, definitely some good setups that Angelo just covered. Just as to add on to what Angelo said, you guys can always check the analysis on TradingView itself when you just look at our page here, I'll show you. So, right, if you just search, where is it? Forex League, you'll come to our profile. You can search it that way in our Discord and then also on our Telegram. So yeah, it's just posted in those three spaces for you guys to look at, review, and follow along with us on this webinar itself. So cool. So we're gonna do a quick recap of DXY, just kind of set the tone for the rest of the analysis here, because most of it is dependent on the US dollar. We'll be getting into these 6 here. So we'll just do a quick recap. We are primarily bearish. We're not going to go into too much on the higher time frame, but we can see that we have been very bearish after we had this weekly break of structure, right? So after that point, price action fell all the way down to our monthly zone, where we've been seeing a bit of ranging happening, a bit of consolidation, some fake breakouts, and to the upside and downside. So at this point, we can continue to play the range, consider trade scenarios as if this were to continue ranging, or if we were to continue with the overall trend, which is bearish. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Let's drop right to the 4-hour and just see the potential for price action. That's all that we're doing. We're not trying to predict anything. We're literally trying to see the potential, where price action can go and how we can capitalize on it. So where price action is now, we are breaking out of this range, right? We're getting like what looks like a little head and shoulders pattern, like some sort of reversal, break and retest, lower high, clearly below this 1-hour break of structure. But this zone, this blue zone here, is the zone that I really want to bring your attention to. Pretty much 92.5 right here. And this is key because we need to see confirmation below that zone. So we could see this happen easily, where it's just right now it's just ranging. We could just see a dip and then it pulls right back. The fact that this doesn't have that much conviction is, just showing that it's holding at this level, that there is indecision. So we need to see something with conviction before we can get a really clear idea on a new leg, a bearish leg or a bullish leg. So, we're just waiting for some sort of conviction here, meaning, bearish engulfing candle, some sort of reversal pattern, something just, rejecting from this zone, pushing lower. And then once that happens, we can say, okay, this is going to push lower into our monthly zone, closer to, 91.75, 91.5. And then, then we'll be bullish on the dollar, full-fledged, and we'll be trading all these other pairs accordingly. But it's definitely looking more bearish than anything else. I mean, we are going sideways right now, but it's looking like it's going to form a lower high before anything else. So that's why we're bearish on the short term, right? But let's say this does consolidate and we don't get the bearish leg to the downside here. Instead, we get a break higher, and we actually get a break of this 1-hour level again. Look for a higher low. If that happens, we can clearly say then that this is broken back into the range. We can consider, a short-term bullish dollar, but also keep in mind that this 200 EMA is right here. This is the average of the trend, right? So this is once price action gets above this, we can more comfortably say that this is bullish. This is, clearly bullish. We're changing through the average here. We're breaking through clear resistance. We're making a push to the upside. That would give me confidence in long opportunities. But right now, where price action sits and how we've seen price action react recently, it's definitely, bearish first. So it's more likely we'll see this play out before we get a clear reversal and then, some sort of confirmation to the upside. All right, so that's DXY. Yeah, so that on the week, this trend on the week is, definitely bearish, looking to continue with that. So let's jump over to AU, first pair. And that's kind of lining up exactly with DXY. We're seeing that bearish candle push lower. AU shares an inverse relationship, so we should see some bullishness, which is exactly what we're seeing on this 4 hours. That's a good sign. So yeah, so we're going to be more bullish on this, obviously, as we're kind of forecasting a bearish dollar. So let's just zoom out, do a little top-down analysis here. We're on the daily to start. I just want to show you guys where price action's been, and then we're going to zone in on more current price action. So AU was bearish for quite a while pre-Corona. Then Corona hit, and we saw this huge drop all the way down to our monthly around, what is that, 0.58. And then it pulls back, immediate correction, pulls back to 100%, then starts to consolidate right in here. So this is showing that there's consolidation happening at a key resistance level. So this shows a lot of bullish strength. Price action pushes through that, gives us our weekly break of structure, and then gives us various higher lows and forms an ascending channel. That trend finally runs out over here, where we get a break of the ascending channel and a break of our first daily higher low, this blue zone right here, which gives us our daily break of structure. So after that, price action drops down to the weekly zone to test it again. tests the daily zone again, tests the weekly zone again, gives us a double bottom. And then this was, I believe this was on election news that we saw a huge rally, broke through our daily break of structure, and then continued with the overall bullish trend. So now that we've kind of covered all that, let's drop down to the 4 hour and see where price action is now after this daily break. 4 hour, here we are. Okay, so here's that daily break after all that ranging, after that double bottom on the daily. Price action moved through this daily zone pretty easily, good momentum. Forms a high at 0.734, comes back down, tests the 38.2, form structure, continues with the bullish trend, and now we kind of have this ascending channel, but it's kind of weird because it's very broad. So we just have an ascending channel, you know, very, very simple. Ascending channel, we're getting a higher low off this 4 hour, and then we're getting moving averages, a moving average cross with tons of bullish confirmation. So, I mean, this right before this market opened, I had this falling a little bit because we could have got a really nice higher low opportunity over here as well, off the trend line, off the bottom of this range, of this channel, I mean, to then go long on. So that would have been ideal, but clearly this is just going long off the bat. So this is going to be our next opportunity right here. If this does just keep surging and it blows through resistance at 0.734, we're looking for this. Very simply, we're going to follow our rules and look to enter on a higher low, right? Classic break and retest. Nice continuation of a trend. That's what we're looking for. Nice higher low entry right there. And then this is where basically your entry would be right in here. Let's make this yellow. Okay. Right? But if this did pull back, your entry would have been in here if we had the proper confirmation, MA cross, bullish engulfings, higher lows, etc. So this is what we're looking at right now. Either of these areas are good buy opportunities. Again, after a higher low is confirmed. But so that's what we're looking at now. So if DXY keeps up with the bearishness, we'll see the bullishness on AU and could make some nice potential trades here. So we'll keep an eye on this. And this will get posted in premium analysis in Discord as we see these lower time frames develop, as we get closer to seeing, you know, actual execution. So that'll be more like 30-minute, 1 hour posting, 15-minute even, right before a trade is executed. Okay, so keep an eye for that. We'll just be watching AU. But let's real quick cover what we need to look for if we're going to consider shorts. So let's say we got a ton of bearishness. You know, right now we got a ton of rejection from this 0.734 handle. Price action moves lower. We really just want to wait for a break of this 4 hour, ideally, guys. So break, retest, confirm lower high. You could then take a short on that into our daily zone. And then we're looking for the exact same thing at our daily zone. Because again, you want to, you want to extend, you want to maximize profits. You want to ride out the trend. So, if we do enter short here, our next goal for the trade would be to look for a break of this daily. So then this would be the exact same thing. We'd look to kind of ride the trade into something like this. You could even re-enter over here, look for a lower high below this daily zone, and then your target is going to become much, much larger. Again, because this is a daily break, we're looking to get into a new low of this lower range here. So could be a potentially massive trade if it did reverse, and if it did just go freakishly bearish. That's what we're looking for essentially. Okay, but until we see this 4 hour break first, we are bullish. All right, so that's AU. That is AU. Let's move on to AJ. Daily time frame to start. Zoom out. Overall, we were very bearish for a while. Huge bearish channel, nice resisting trend line. Was holding steady for a while. Corona hit, just kind of accelerated this trend, dropped this thing all the way to 63 flat. Comes back, huge correction, gives us a daily break, a weekly break of structure rather, on this momentum, gives us a higher low, rallies into our monthly zone at 76.5, and then kind of gives us this like slow reversal where we got, a false higher low breaking through the monthly. We actually broke a daily higher low here that gave us our daily break of structure. Then we got this descending channel. We tested the weekly break of structure. Then it comes back up on election news. Now we're forming what looks like a flag. So it's kind of been a little choppy. These ranges are becoming more narrow. It's just kind of bouncing in this area between this daily and this weekly. So let's drop down to the 4 hour, get a closer look at this and see how price action is reacting around this monthly, and see if we can come up with some trade ideas, potential trade scenarios rather. So, all right. So here was that descending channel. We recently broke out of it here on this election news. right through 75 flat. And then we rallied into our monthly zone, also our daily level, 76.5 again. And then now we are forming what looks to be like a pretty big flag, right? Pretty clear here, guys. Nice flagpole, nice flag, good rejection from this daily. So there's two ways this could play out. Either the flag is going to complete or it's not. It's going to fail or it's going to, kind of play out. So if it does play out, we're looking long, right? So we're looking for the flag to break. We're looking for a higher low, especially above this 4-hour zone right here. It's 4-hour break of structure. So we have a nice bit of confluence, nice little resistance of this upper range, 4-hour break of structure, flag pattern, MAs. There's a lot going on here that we could, get a good amount of confirmations from, gain some confidence in this trade. So if it were to break out. Anyway, so you're looking for that higher low. Okay, so that could be a nice little play. Usually you want to target, rule of thumb is just target the height of the pattern. So this is just shy of 160. Let's call it, if it did break out, that finds you pretty high up here. You're all the way around, what is it, 77.5. So that would probably be towards the max end of your target, but still just a good measure, to go by for trading this pattern anyway. So that could be a nice trade if it did break out. Be ready for that if it does, really does clear this 4-hour level. But if it continues with this bearish channel and it doesn't complete the flag, we don't get the breakout, we stay below this 4-hour break of structure, look for the lower high, guys. We are at a fib level, 78.6. It is still bearish. This long opportunity that I just discussed is just a possibility. It hasn't happened yet. We haven't broken anything. If anything, we're closer to a short opportunity first because we're already in trend. So look for some sort of reversal here at the 78.6 at this 4-hour level. Look to enter on a bearish engulfing through the MA moving average cross or evening stars, some sort of bearish variation crossing through these MAs would be enough to enter on. And then you'd probably get an entry in here somewhere, something like that. And then you're going to target down towards the negative fib levels and key support. 75 flat is our first zone. So that could be a pretty nice trade. Easily 2-to-1 at least. So it looks pretty nice, honestly. So this is what it would look like. Already over 2-to-1. This is like 35 pips to get 80 here. So it's looking good. Well over 2-to-1, guys. Decent trade. I'll take that 10 out of 10 times if I see the right confirmation. So keep an eye on this, guys. Again, you'll probably see, for those of you in premium analysis, you'll see this updated in there probably tomorrow, maybe even later today if we see more movement. But I'm just telling you guys when you could expect some lower time frame analysis. So just be aware tomorrow. I could definitely expect AJ and AU to be in there. So just stay ready. All right, so that's AJ. Let's move on to UJ. Next pair. Daily time frame to start. Overall, guys, I know we've covered UJ a lot, and if any of you in here have analyzed UJ for yourself, it has just been so bearish. It's not even funny for such a long time. So we're here on the daily, just clearly bearish, right? Lower high after lower high. This whole span of this descending triangle here has been since 2016, so long time. But one thing has been consistent, key support at 104.5, which is where current price action is now. So we're going to start dropping down. We're going to go to the 4-hour and see how price action is reacting at this level and see if we could find some trade scenarios. All right, so recently we did have a move through this weekly zone. Nice break of 107, retested, and then just continued with the overall bearish trend, lower highs, right? Tons and tons of lower highs, kind of just slamming price action into the support, 104.5. Then we had another major move right here at 106. Broke that level, came back up, retested, and then gave us a nice head and shoulders pattern. You can see right here. This was like the neckline, broke that as well. So again, lower highs, pushes lower. And then this election happened. So this whole spike right here, guys, that you can see, this whole spike was election. And as you can see, it didn't hold. It formed a pennant for a minute, but then it didn't have the conviction to continue higher. So it didn't really change the trend. This was all news related. So, still very much bearish. This is still lower than this. This is still a lower high technically, right? It did break this lower high here, but, still very much bearish when you zoom out the overall trend. So essentially it just accelerated the trend, gave you a nice short opportunity on this cross up here, some lower time frame break of structures. So you could have got some good entries in there, but let's find where we are now, right? So we had this huge break, 4-hour, 1 hour, price action dropped. We are now below 104.5, but we don't have a good level of structure that is formed below this level yet. So what I mean by that is we haven't seen 38.2 hit after an MA cross or the 61.8 hit. Like this is nice here. How price action drops far down to the 0%, forms support, comes back up, hits the 38.2. It does hit the 38.2, but it doesn't pull back through the MAs. So this to me says like this isn't that valid in my opinion. I want to see it pull back through the MAs. I like this consolidation, the fact that the MAs are getting closer together, price action is going more sideways. That's fine, but I want to see it pull back with a little bit of volume to the 38.2 or the 61.8, somewhere where there's a little more confluence rather than just, oh, look, we have an evening star and we're pretty much at a low. That doesn't really interest me that much. It seems like that's just a fake out, if anything. So ideally, I really want to see an area with a little more confluence, show some bearishness, some reversal, you know, like in this area here. So if this pulled back to the 61.8, showed us some sort of reversal, gave us a bearish engulfing through the MAs, boom, I'm in on that. I'm feeling good about that trade. And then I'm going to enter short, target lower, down towards our negative fib levels. So prior lows, negative 27, negative 61.8, nice higher time frame support level at 103. So that's what I'm looking for on UJ right now. Anything else I'm not going to feel that comfortable taking. You know, I really just, the way that the US dollar has been, you know, so affected and the way that UJ has been going lately with all this, you know, choppiness, I really just want to wait for something clear, something that, you know, I can get some confidence behind taking. So that'd be a nice short right here off the 61.8, I think. But let's go over what we need to see to go long. All right, so technically this is still bearish. Price action can come all the way up to this 1 hour, right above 104.5 and still be bearish. It could even stay pretty much before this 4 hour and it'd still be pretty much bearish. So you could take shorts anywhere in there. These are the most ideal levels. That's why I recommended looking for shorts after the 61.8 or 38.2. But, you know, technically it's still bearish all the way up to the 4 hour, which is why my long opportunity trade scenario, this little trade path here, is all the way up here, because I won't be comfortable taking a long position on UJ until I see a major shift in trend. So this thing has been so majorly bearish. I really just want to see this 1 hour break first, then this 4 hour zone break. And if that happens, clearly there's a lot of bullish momentum. And if it forms a higher low, holds above that, and then gives us some, you know, continuation to the upside, I can feel comfortable taking a trade on that. But until, you know, I see some major movement, some sort of break of this level up here, you know, nothing here is gonna make sense, you know, going long. It just doesn't make sense, in my opinion anyway. So definitely looking short on UJ for this week. You know, we are aware of what could happen. So that's why, you know, we do a full analysis. We take our time with it. But yeah, we're definitely looking short on UJ for this week anyway.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, but this was an interesting one. UJ was, it's just these candles are so small. There's a lot of indecision down here. So that's why this doesn't have much weight. This little reversal candle pattern right here. Trying to fake us out, guys. Trying to fake us out.
Fake us out.
We're not gonna buy it. No shot. All right, so EJ now, guys. Let's zoom out to the daily. All right, so overall, this was very bearish as well. Huge bearish channel. I mean, this thing is just absolutely insane. EJ was nuts. Then we actually changed the trend here. Once this weekly lower high was broken, price action moved through it with big volume, gave us a higher low, and then rallied into this monthly zone. And then I always go over this as like the 3 peak reversal. That's this right here. So nice slow reversal here, range for a little bit, or well, it establishes range, and then it gave us some lower highs, broke through it, gave us our daily break of structure, and then it started forming this giant descending channel. And it's been maintaining it for a while, despite a little bit of election news, kind of rallied into that daily zone. And now it's just falling off, you know, just falling off, resuming the overall trend, pushing lower again. So, I mean, this is in a good spot. Let's drop down to the 4 hour and take a look at this whole channel and see what, you know, could possibly happen this week for this pair. All right, so here's the 4 hour. Very clear descending channel, right? Nice. It's actually moving like perfectly. I love the way that that EJ moves. So we have 2 touches on support here. It moves through it, right? That's our daily break. Those are daily higher lows. That was our daily break. Pushes lower, forms a new low, pulls back, touches the daily twice, you know, touches the 4 hour twice, forms a nice range. It just moves clean. It's nice to analyze, which makes it easy to analyze in a sense that if something's not right, so like this election news that just happened was this, right? This huge spike was election. Then we're getting choppiness. This doesn't look normal, right? This is not, this whole reaction here was just abnormal because it was caused by the election. So you can see speculation on EJ pretty easily. So it's just a good indication to wait. So when this happened, this huge spike happened, then we had all this, consolidation, this choppiness. It looks abnormal. I knew it was from the election, so we just waited on that. And then now we're getting a little bit more normal market movement. We're pushing lower. We're actually getting some clear momentum, less choppiness, more pullbacks, more break and retest type stuff. So where EJ is now is pretty nice. It pushed lower. We got to our 4-hour zone, pulled back, hit the 50%, closed right near the 38.2, gave us a nice evening star, and now we're back at the 4 hours. So the way this could go now is either we're going to break the 4 hour or we're going to reverse from the 4 hour. So ideally, we just want to continue with the trend. So we're going to say short scenario first. Look for some sort of closure, some sort of, conviction candle closure below the 4 hour. A retest would be nice, a nice quick break retest, maybe a nice bullish candle, and then a boom, bearish engulfing. Enter on that, just somewhere in here. And then we'll target lower down towards key support. This level first, right at 122.25. How many pips is that? That's still about 70 pips away. So that's a nice little trade there. And then we'll kind of apply the same concept at this level of support. This could just be, target 1, target 2, and then we're looking to continue it and, target new lows, find a new lower low, and so on. So that's definitely what we're looking at first. However, if this does bounce, this will be, let's say this forms a double bottom, it reverses at the 4 hour, we go bullish again, wait for this lower high to break, meaning you want to see some sort of higher low above that, because that would then be, like a 1 hour transition. Okay. So that would be the start of a bullish trend. You could take a higher risk trade on the 1 hour if you saw that transition take place right there. But I definitely recommend waiting for a more significant level to break before you, just jump into a trade that's a counter trend trade. So like this, wait for this zone to break up here, take a nice trade into the daily zone, then reanalyze, go over your trade scenarios then. And it'd pretty much be the same scenario at that point, break or bounce, right at the daily. So look for that as well. Whichever way this goes, I mean, we have good momentum now. So it's either going to continue with this momentum where we'll either get a quick reversal, you'll see buyer step in, then we'll be able to get a nice clean entry. But if this does go sideways, just wait on it, guys. Don't jump into something that doesn't have conviction, that's not really breaking anything, or something that we don't practice, right? So just be patient with it. Wait for this to make a clear break to the up or downside. All right. So that's EJ. But I mean, whichever way this goes, to be honest, guys, it's got room to run. That's 50 pips just into that zone, 120 to the daily. 4 hour to this low is just around 80. And then obviously down towards the weekly is, way beyond that from the 4 hour. 250. So yeah, EJ always moves a lot. Always a fun pair to trade, guys. But yeah, just keep an eye on this one. I think it's going to go short. We'll see. And then finally, guys, we have gold, another fan favorite, right? All right, let's zoom out on the daily. Overall, super bullish. I mean, gold is just, it's so bullish, it's not even funny. And it has been for a while. The thing has just been, claiming new highs week after week. So it's actually in a good spot now. This has actually been one of the calmer last couple months for gold. I mean, we've just had so much bullishness, especially after we broke 1800. Thing just skyrocketed towards 2070 area and gave us a giant descending triangle as things were starting to calm down after Corona. Gave us a daily break of structure, started ranging. So, I mean, it doesn't really have a clear direction yet. It is going sideways. We are within a range. So let's just drop down and take a look at that. See where we're at on a more current time frame. All right, so yeah, so here's the range, guys. Between 1930, 1875. I mean, it's just been bouncing like crazy, giving us tons of false signals. Nice little lower high here. Didn't have any conviction at all. Gave us a double bottom. Came right back into the range. Rallied here through 1930. Didn't give us a higher low. Instead, it actually told us it was going to reverse through one of our patterns, ascending wedge. Clear sign of indecision. I mean, of a weakening of a trend. And then look what happened. Huge drop. Came right back. So we knew that was kind of gonna gonna kind of happen once we saw this pattern form. Came right back into the range, gave us some false signals again, kind of just bounced around this 1875 handle, and still is for the most part. So, you know, we have two scenarios here that could happen. Either it's gonna move below the range finally, or it's gonna come back into the range. I mean, obviously we've seen in the past that, you know, it's come back into the range pretty much. You know, we haven't seen it break yet. So every time it's broken out, it's come back. So the likelihood of it coming back now is probably pretty high, you know, you'd think. So look for a higher low here above this 4-hour zone at right here, 1885. If price action moves above that and gives you if you see a higher low above that, it's coming back into the range, guys. There's no bearish momentum anymore. It's just going to come back into this range. Then you got to wait for some sort of signal, reanalyze at that point. But yeah, so if it breaks this 4-hour zone, this short scenario is pretty much invalid, and then we just got to reanalyze from there. But if we do get a lower high right now, we finally get this MA pullback, we finally get this lower high right at the 61.8 at 1875, that would be perfect. Look to enter short on some sort of bearish variation, you know, after an MA cross. That would honestly be the cleanest setup on gold right now. And I would find that's pretty much the only trade I'd feel comfortable taking short anyway, is if this played out right now. Nice rejection from the 61.8, confirmed lower high, nice bearish variation, pretty much no wick to the downside. Like, this is all crap. All these wicks are crap. We don't want to see that. So if we can get rid of those wicks, we see some conviction, that'll be a perfect short. And then I'm taking it down towards our weekly, closer to 1825. I think that'd be a really nice short opportunity. Yeah, from 1875 to 1825. Perfect. But again, just wait for that confirmation, and then that'll play out. But if this does come back into the range, by God, I swear, if this comes back into the range, look for that higher low. You could take a nice, it'll be somewhat aggressive, but look for a higher low above the 4-hour. More conservative, if it's above this 200, then you could target this daily break of structure at 1930 for a nice little long opportunity. Definitely a little more risky than this short, just based on where things are lining up. But you know, this is a good long opportunity if it does present just like this, right? Nice higher low above the 4-hour and 200 with strong bullish setups. But yeah, I mean, there's better prospects for this week, guys. So don't, you know, stay hard focused on gold. You know, look at some of these other pairs that are playing out a little more clean, a little cleaner anyway. So. But anyway, quick recap. So I did DXY, covered AU, covered AJ. Yeah, we did a lot. We did a lot today. UJ, EJ, and gold.
Yes, sir.
So yeah.
Yeah, so we'll post all of our analysis in the premium analysis section for you guys. Let me just see real quick, share my screen. So we're going to post all of our analysis in this premium analysis group throughout the week. Everything we just went over on the lower time frame, we'll post in here. If you guys want to get in on that, it's in this start here section under premium analysis right here. We also do have a little discount going on right now. We have the Black Friday sale. So if you guys want in on that, there's only 5 spots left. Everything that's normally included in our membership, it's just 40% off. So if you guys want in on that, shoot me a message. And then the other thing that we were kind of talking about today was the trade copier. So I'm actually we're going to do a webinar to answer questions about that. I'll post some details in the chat in a little bit because people have messaged me about it. So we'll get a webinar out answering all the questions about that. And yeah, so this week we're shifting around our live trading session. So just check the chat for some updates in there, and I'll get this video posted on YouTube in a little bit. These Sunday market sessions will continue to be free for you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll just look in the chat for any updates. And as always, we appreciate you guys staying on, going through. Let's get into some good trades for this week.
Hell yeah, guys. So yeah, check the Discord, stay updated. We'll post it in there, and enjoy the rest of the weekend, guys. So yeah, get pumped for this week. We'll see you in the community.
Yeah, we'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out.